What's up, y'all? This is Boxing Mind TV with another video. This video is about Jared Big Baby Anderson when he faced Charles Martin in his hometown in Toledo. Um, I feel like Jared Anderson, he didn't succumb to the pressure of fighting in his hometown like many others have. The ones I can remember at the top of my head are, I believe, Jarrett Hurd when he fought J Rock in his hometown, um, and he ended up losing the fight in his hometown. All that pressure from fighting in your hometown in front of your people, in front of your fans, people you grew up with, your family, everybody. Everybody from the neighborhood that look up to you, that seen you on your way up. You're trying to impress them with a good homecoming, whoop somebody ass and always come fight night, you know what I'm saying, in the building that's in your hometown. And also thought about, I believe, J Rock in his first title defense. I think it's in his hometown also. After he won that fight against Jerry Hurd, he lost his fight in his hometown. You know what I'm saying? So fighting in your hometown is really tough for a lot of people, man. During fight night, during the fight week, those nerves, I guess, fighting in your hometown, knowing a lot of people is gonna watch you, that you've grew up with, that gave you advice, tips, or whatever the case may be. But it's a lot of pressure for a lot of guys. Some people say it's good, some people say it's bad. But it's a lot of pressure once you get under those lights and fight. But I feel like Jared Anderson, he handles up pretty well, especially fighting in his hometown with a late replacement too. So a fighter that you wasn't even preparing for the whole camp. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, you're fighting a guy in Charles Martin that that was a former champion, you know what I'm saying? And that has a little pop that can punch, you know what I'm saying? He has a little pop in his punches that can punch, and he can be real dangerous if you're not too careful. And so you didn't really prepare for him the whole camp, and now you're fighting him and on late notice. So now everything is just like, kind of like learning everything on the fly for real. On your biggest night, probably, you know what I'm saying? Your biggest night coming back home, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like Jared Anderson, he handled himself pretty well, you know what I'm saying? Even though through the adversity of getting hit with the, straight rights and getting hurt and getting buzzed during those fights, you know what I'm saying? During the fight, and feeling those punches and not going down, you know what I'm saying? At times in the fight, I think in the 5th round, not Jared Hurd, but Charles Martin hit him with a good shot. And it's like, man, he's about to fall down. Big boy about to fall down. But he stood up. He kept fighting. And he was winning the fight. He was winning the whole fight with his jab. The whole night, he's winning his jab, backing up Charles Martin. Charles Martin was being really patient with it. And he did capitalize on his patience by landing that right hand when he wanted to. And when he landed it, it would pop. It would snap Jared Anderson's neck back. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, telling shots that would land. But Jared Anderson, I keep wanting to say Jared Hurd, but Jared Anderson was really winning on points the whole fight, and he knocked him down too, whether it was a trip or not. But he knocked him down early on in the fight. So he really held his own. I feel like I think Jared Anderson would have to just kind of like learn to move his head a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think he just was used to more so, bulldozing some of those guys that he was facing, because they knew he had power. And then, but with Charles Martin, he's dealing with somebody that was like taller than him. You know what I'm saying? And most of the people that's on the top, that's on the top of the list in the heavyweight division, they are going to be taller than him. They're real tall, tall and long arms. And Charles Martin just one of them, but he's not the top guy, the elite guys. And I could see Jared Anderson gonna have to, adjust and go back to the gym and make sure he doesn't get hit with those shots like that often. You know what I'm saying? Because them big boys are coming. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to get hit with that, because if that was like per se, if they wanted to, rush him into a title contention shot and he faced somebody like Deontay Wilder, that wouldn't that shit he'd have been gone and getting hit by Wilder. That's like Wilder has dynamites in his hands. So, I think this fight was a perfect fight for him to learn and take that experience. It was kind of it was good for him that he didn't get the knockout against Charles Martin. I knew Charles Martin was going to be durable for the first half of the fight, but I thought Jared Anderson was going to knock him out in later on in the fight, but he didn't. And then in hindsight, it was kind of the best thing for Jared Anderson to get those rounds and with a former champion to see, kind of get a taste of what it's like in that level, in that level of competition. So, I think Jared Anderson did what he had to do. He still came back and fought. He went to the body after being buzzed and hurt a little bit. He went back to the body. He went to start going to the body to try to slow down Charles Martin and possibly get a knockout. So he kind of changed his game up. So I see him adjusting and thinking, which is good for him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of heavyweights would probably just would try to, just still headhunt, you know what I'm saying? Still headhunt instead of trying to, change the game up a little bit after being buzzed, So I think those are good signs for Jared Anderson. And I think he just didn't go back to the lab and sharpen up his tools, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta move your head, don't step back in a straight line, because them guys with the longer arms is gonna catch you. They're gonna step in and hit you with that straight right all day long. You know what I'm saying? And he gotta be focused the whole night, and also drop his bombs as well. So yeah. So Jared Anderson is really he's on his way. I think his future is still bright. He still could be one of the next top American heavyweights, next American heavyweight champion. So he's doing well. I feel like maybe they should possibly Top Rank probably slow down just a little bit his pace, to see who his next opponent should be, just to see if he's ready for that level, ready to jump to that level again. Give him somebody durable, but somebody's going to challenge him a little bit, but that he could still win the fight, just to see if he's been working on his game a little bit, and like moving his head a little bit more, because he's going to be the shorter guy fighting the top guys. I believe he's going to be shorter guy. He's going to be the shorter guy out of all of those top heavyweights. So I think other than that, I think he's on his way. He's on his way. It's just only time will tell. I don't know if he had to refocus a little bit or change his mentality a little bit, because I know I've seen the stuff coming up with Roy Jones and I think it was just Roy Jones, is him, going back home and stuff like that, and saying the pressure about doing things for his family and actually being the person that that provides or whatever. And talking about leaving the game at like 27 or something, which it's cool. It's cool, but you gotta be razor sharp focused, I think, to accomplish the goals he want to accomplish in such a fast pace. So he has to be focused all the way through, you know what I'm saying? Which is, it's not an easy task to stay focused, but I think he can get it done. He just gotta tap into it. And I think he's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. I think this experience was really good. I'm glad he didn't get the knockout. That knockout streak is off his back. He can shake that off, and now he can really just focus on his boxing. You know what I'm saying? And zoom into that. You know what I mean? zoom into that and lock in on that, and I think he'll be great. They'd be great. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is Boxing Mind TV. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.